Macabre Mondays creeps. I am so jazzed about this episode for real because we took the show up to San Francisco, and can I just get a moment of appreciation for San Francisco? My God, it's like cemeteries and coma and great architecture, Victorian this and Goth this, and everything's amazing. Not to mention, you're right in basically the heart of wine country, and it's just amazing, amazing wines. Speaking of which, I have a new wine glass that I'm really excited about. Oh yes, it is a Winchester, wine glass. Hello, Winchester Estate. One of my favorite places in life. That'll be in season 3, by the way. And I got a pretty amazing wine to fill my sweet new wine glass. And I'm not kidding you when I'm telling you that it is maybe one of, if not the best wine I've ever had in my life. And prepare yourselves, I got it in a castle. What? So I took a trip up to Calistoga, which is heart of the Napa Valley, and I went to a place called the Castello di Amorosa, which is basically the giant castle in Calistoga. And I did the wine tour, and I got this. The La Fantasia. I am not kidding you. It is just, let's just pour some, honestly. You're not even ready for this. It's so good. You hear that beautiful sound? The color alone is like worthy of an award. Like, look at that. Shut up. Shut up. It's like this beautiful, like pinkish, you can't really tell, but it's beautiful. It doesn't matter. Just trust me. Chin to a new episode in San Francisco in La Fantasia and the Castello di Amorosa. Hello. There's just no words. Well, let's get on with the show then, shall we, folks? We are going to this beautiful, majestic piece of architecture. It is astounding, the detail and beauty of the Queen Anne style of the Queen Anne Hotel. See what I did there? Oh yeah, we're going to the Queen Anne Hotel, also known as the Mary Lake School for Girls. What? Yes! God, this is good. Now, one could argue that I chose this location because, as I'm sure you could tell by now, I've got some really fabulous etiquette. I hold myself in a very demure way. I exude a kind of virginal innocence that I'm just so proper that obviously I would want to do a story on a place that was an etiquette school for girls. So the Mary Lake School for Girls seemed like a natural decision for me to do. It is a beautiful Victorian style building. It was built in either 1889 or 1890, I'm not quite sure, in the Painted Lady style. And it's a really interesting building, mainly because of the man that built it, who was Senator James G. Fair. He was at one point senator of Nevada, and he was considered one of the silver kings of the time. Like, he was this mega millionaire at one point worth $50 million. He struck it rich in the Comstock Lode. The Comstock Lode, he made a killing on it, really, him and some other bros, and they just kind of lived off of that. And at one point he like helped find the South Pacific, the railroad, the railroad, he helped do the railroad. Anyways, he was kind of an his wife in like 1883 divorced him for habitual adultery. Not just like one time, but like multiple. Like, it was a habit. Like, it was a habit of him cheating on her. They even called him Slippery Jim. Like, he was like this great businessman, but he was horrible to work with for, apparently. And the fact that the court actually awarded her this divorce and was like, yo, Slippery Jim, you gotta pay up. So he did. He like gave her this giant settlement. She got custody of the kids, but eventually he got pretty lonely, pretty sad. He missed his girls, specifically Teresa and Virginia. I think he had 4 kids. I don't know why they were so special. But he basically decided, it was like, okay, well, my girls are going to school. They need a boarding school to go to. Man, if I fund a boarding school in San Francisco, which is where he was now doing real estate, he's like, my girls can go there and I can be close to them again. So he did that. He funded the Mary Lake School of Girls. I don't know if it was originally that, because I don't know if Mary Lake was originally the head mistress. I have a theory that they were sleeping together. So he promoted her to mistress. Headmistress, not mistress, whatever. You get where I'm going. And so the place only ran for 9 years. His girls did go. But then financial troubles hit it and they closed it down, and Mary Lake was devastated, just like super, super devastated. And she literally just moved out of California. Like, she just could not handle the fact that this place closed down. And the girls got married, and I guess they got some relationship with their father because in his will, he left them $40 million. And we also know that his girls must have loved him because they used a lot of their will, the money from the will that he left them, to freaking build the Fairmont Hotel in San Francisco on Nob Hill, this beautiful, majestic building where, like, everybody has stayed. And also, by the way, that was built right before the 1906 earthquake. And so was the Mary Lake School for Girls, now that I'm thinking about it. And it survived. Honestly, the Mary Lake School of Girls, the building survived. It was literally a miracle. Drink break. Damn! Anyways, so the girls' school was no more, and it was a 48-room boarding school and this beautiful place. It was crazy. It was amazing. It was the best. But it closed. And then this is where it gets kind of fascinating, because after it closed, they sold to the Cosmo Club, which is this very secret and, like, not much known about gentlemen's club that existed in San Francisco. Like, I found the registry of, like, the guys that were in the club, but I don't know what the hell they were doing, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that it was, like a, you know, a whorehouse. Because why else would you need 48 rooms at a man's club? Okay, honestly, they were all going there to get some, if you know what I mean. Let's just be honest. And then that lasted 12 years. And then it closed down, and then it became, like, part of the Episcopal Church or something at some point for, like, ladies, and then it went to disarray, and then in, like, the 90s, they renovated it into the Queen Anne Hotel and restored it to what it is now. Yes. Whew. Unfortunately, I have no deaths to report at the Mary Lake School for Girls, aka the Queen Anne Hotel. Unless you want to count the death of Mary Lake's dreams of having a successful boarding school for girls where she can teach them sweet, polite ways to hold themselves, how to become men's property eventually, you know, suck it in, do this, do that, oh, say thank you, all that. Hey guys, do you think that this place is haunted? Yes, of course this place is haunted. Are you kidding me? The center of activity, off the bat, I'll tell you right now, is room 410. That was Mary Lake's office. And people see her. Like, I don't know why or how she didn't die there. She was a young woman when she left, but obviously this place was so impactful in her life that in death, that's what she went to. She went back, and she's still making sure that people are behaving well, like, and using manners and doing polite things, like unpacking people's luggage. Because, yeah, it's a hotel now. You can stay in Mary Lake's suite. And people come in the room and their stuff is unpacked. And if they drop stuff on the floor, it gets picked up. And they actually see her ghostly figure wandering around the hotel. And I'm going to tell you, okay, I went there. Of course, I snuck my way in. I said I'm an architecture blogger. So can I get some pictures and look around? Oh, yeah, of course. Take it in. Beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful place. The parlor, everything. It's like a Victorian person's dream. It's insanity. But I'll tell ya, the place is creepy as hell. It's like these beautiful, it's like 4 stories high, and you look at this beautiful stained glass ceiling and these staircases that just wind, and there's like fireplaces and lush fabrics, but then there's these tiny little hallways and like door after door after door. And I was in the place by myself. It was around noon, so people were checking out. It was fairly empty when I was there. And my God, like, I was walking around by myself taking some footage. I was freaked out. Like, there was a feeling of, like, the walls coming in. Like, I felt claustrophobic. And I don't know if it's has anything to do with residual energy from, like, me when it was a boarding school and these girls, not women, these girls were sent there. And, you know, against their will, it was probably really strict. They probably hated it, let's be honest. And I kind of felt that. And I also felt, like, watched if that makes any sense. Like I went down this one hallway and I legitimately felt like somebody was watching me or kind of walking behind me. And people, that's one of the biggest claims, is people say they constantly feel a presence around them in this hotel. There's also a lot of reports there of just random cold spots. Not even necessarily cold spots, but like freezing spots. I didn't experience that per se, but it's an undeniable energy to the place that I just found so fascinating. Like, I love when I go to explore places and sometimes I feel nothing and I'm like, but I went to this place and the second I walked in, you can feel the history. And I just love that so much. All right, you sexy creeps, thank you so much for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun in San Francisco. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen all the crazy places I was going to. I try not to post too many cemetery photos, but Colma, come on, it's beautiful. If you have a chance and if you're up in the area, please go check out the Castello d'Amorosa. You can only get their wine there, which also makes it that much more special. It's just, the entire experience was amazing. Next episode is also going to be in San Francisco. Then it's going to be our season 2 finale. What? I know, it's insane. It's gone by so fast. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please subscribe to the channel, share with fellow creeps, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Chin chin.